If you don't think that words can hurt or that your comments don't do anything, well, what did it do for Brently? He tried to lose weight faster. He wanted to impress you. He didn't want to disappoint his fans, and so he tried to diet faster, but it backfired, ended up gaining weight. Coach Greg, in today's video, it's an update on Brently G. After seeing all the comments, people saying you should be losing more than 100 pounds in a year, we can hardly see your changes. Brently decided, well, I'm going to lose weight faster than last time. He listens to the people and he thought, my weight loss, it simply isn't good enough. And so what did he do? He decided to drastically reduce his calories, of which he'd done in the past, lost weight faster than last time. But when he did it last time, he lost about 180 pounds, but then gained back about 280. And so what's more important? That you lose the weight really quickly only to regain it, or that you lose it at a slow and steady pace, one that you can maintain for the rest of your life?
Over the last few months, I've lost about 50 pounds, and while that is a great feeling, I think we all knew that it would come with some consequences.
And so rather than losing the 1 or 2 pounds a week, of which I am in favor of, losing the weight slower than last time, he decided to cut his calories really low.
I've reached a point in which I am crashing every other day, and that is just not good, you know?
It didn't work. What he noticed is that every other day he was falling off the wagon. And so he ended up cheating, binging, and rather than losing weight, he ended up gaining it.
So I'm going to switch back to doing the thing that I was doing, which was sustainable, which was when I was losing 2 pounds a week.
And so he had an epiphany. Enough of this. I'm going to do it the right way. The way Coach Greg has been saying to do it for years. So many people lose tons of weight. You see the before and afters, the amazing transformations. Shows like The Biggest Loser, the guys who lose the most weight in the shortest period of time, perhaps they lost 300 pounds in a matter of months. They're doing 6 hours of cardio, they're not eating anything, and by the end of it, your mind is blown. You can't believe how much weight they lost. But when they surveyed people who lost all that weight, almost all of them had regained all the weight and then some. And so it doesn't work. The sad reality is in the real world, losing that much weight, it's not sustainable. Yeah, you can do it for a little while, for a few months. You can suffer through it. But in the end, ghrelin going to make you hungry, hunger hormones, and eventually your willpower runs out. Yeah, it's more impressive to lose quicker. And yes, it gets more views, more followers, more money, more everything. But it comes at what cost? Your sanity, your health, it's not worth it. And so Brently G decided enough is enough. I'm going back to doing it the right way.
When I was losing 2 pounds a week. And, I just feel like that's the best, most healthy decision for me to make at this point in time. It's been a challenge.
And remember, 2 pounds a week, it's actually a lot. You require a 1,000 calorie daily deficit to lose 2 pounds of fat in a week. 1,000 calories. And for most of you, that is 2 to 3 hours of doing cardio. Unless you're an elite level athlete, perhaps you're like Coach Greg, racing bikes, burning off 1,000 calories in an hour, next to impossible. And so do you really think it's realistic to be in a daily deficit of 1,000 calories? And so what Brently G noticed is trying to lose weight quicker than this, it wasn't sustainable. He's too hungry, he's getting lightheaded, feels like fainting, and so it's not the way. And so although many of you wrote in his comment section saying, I'm not impressed with your transformation, I don't notice any changes, Brently notices the changes.
He said I got that V taper now, but the shirt's too loose. This shirt used to be tight.
And the guy is progressive overloading his cardio. He's running on the elliptical, doing 30 minutes on level 7. Perhaps in another month, he'll be at level 8, level 9, level 10. Who knows where the limit is? And so when you first start out, less is more. Go easy. Try not to get sore. Start on level 1. And you don't need to do 30 minutes. Start with 10. 10 minutes, level 1. If that's easy, the next day, you can do level 2. And so what you do is you train harder than last time. That applies to everything in life, whether it's your diet, your cardio, your training, relationships. Do everything harder than you once did. But slowly work up to that.
It's been complicated the last 11 days. I've been going up on the scale rather than going down. And every time I get back on track, I go down a few pounds and then I just end up going back up more.
And so if you don't think that words can hurt or that your comments don't do anything, Well, what did it do for Brently? He tried to lose weight faster. He wanted to impress you. He didn't want to disappoint his fans, and so he tried to diet faster, but it backfired. Ended up gaining weight. Sure, first 2 days on a low-calorie diet, no problem. But eventually, the hunger pains, they add up. You start getting lightheaded, you don't feel good, you low blood sugar, and you end up binging. And one high-calorie meal leads to the next, and then the next. And before you know it, you've binged the entire day. And so rather than that, go on a diet that you can follow for the rest of your life.
So I'm making the decision to get back on a more responsible and long-term usable goal to, just keep myself healthy for the rest of my life instead of just going down and then crashing, down and then crashing.
And so Brentley, he knows what he's doing. He's got this on point. And remember, with the help of the Cookbook 3.0, it's brand new, the best book of all. Anyone that's bought a book in the past, you're going to be getting an email half price as a thank you to anyone who's bought any of my books in the past. And if you can't afford the Cookbook 3.0, remember, we have cookbooks at various price points. Even if you only have Cookbook 2.0 or 1, trust me, it can make a huge difference. And so it's not about eating perfect. It's about eating better than you are right now on a diet that you not only like, but you love and that you can follow for the rest of your life.
Last night, Jeffrey and I did end up going to the gym, but I decided I wanted to run instead. I had some late night French toast and I was like, I want to work off those carbs. So I ran for 30 minutes.
And so he's having the anabolic French toast, but yet he still wants to burn those calories off. Remember, by eating anabolic French toast, which is going to have about half the calories of regular French toast, it only takes about half the time on the gym to burn those calories off.
So I ran for 30 minutes and I increased the resistance setting, I think it was. So I was on setting 7, which was the first time I've done a resistance setting.
And so clearly with progressive overload, he's now on resistance 7. Next month, perhaps he'll be on resistance 8. Or he could opt to stay at resistance 7 and just go longer. The point of this is to train harder than last time, whether it's increased resistance or going longer. Regardless of this, you're going to burn more calories. The more calories you burn, the more calories you get to eat, and the lower your genetic set point for body fat is going to be. If you can learn to not only like but love cardio, please experiment with all forms of cardio. Find the one that you love. Me, I love cycling. For you, perhaps it's running, swimming, hiking. I don't care, but find something that moves your body, that allows you to burn calories and get in shape. And don't forget the heart. That is the most important muscle. And of all my supplements that I recommend if you're trying to lose weight, above even any fat burner, pre-workout, creatine, all of that, I suggest you get Go2 Max, the main ingredient, and have been shown in research studies to make a dramatic improvement in your cardio. Runners were given NMN and compared their times, and they ran faster than last time. Significant improvements in their time to run specific distances due to an increase in VO2 max. That's why it's called Go2 Max. You get it?
Yeah, Go2 Max, which helps you run longer and work harder. And there's all sorts of great stuff on there. Use code Brently for the discount. And yeah, just like, there's great stuff on there. So go get you some.
And what's the number one predictor of longevity? Is it having big biceps, huge amounts of strength? No, it's in fact your VO2 max. And if you don't think that using Go2 Max, which can improve your cardio, could help you to build muscle, well, consider this. Improved recovery between sets, having more energy, more stamina, can train longer. How could that possibly not lead to more muscle? And so if you want to feel better, have more energy, improve sleep, lower blood pressure, reduced cholesterol, look no further than my number one selling supplement, Go2 Max.
Normally I run as just the normal way on Quick Start, but I feel like it was pretty impressive that I was still able to bust out 30 minutes and on setting 7. So
think of it, with Go2 Max, perhaps he's at setting 7. Perhaps without it, he'd be at setting 6. And so wherever you are right now, perhaps you can only go 15 minutes before you get tired. Imagine with Go2 Max, perhaps you can go 30. Or perhaps you don't want to go longer. 15 minutes is good enough. Well, instead of doing setting 7, with Go2 Max, perhaps you're doing setting 8. You're burning more calories. That's allowing you to progressive overload your cardio, which makes you more fit. And in the long run, that makes you become a better butter burner. Better butter burner, you burn more calories in less length of time, lowered set point, and so that ultimately can help to reduce your body fat. Of course, there are other methods. You could spend $1,000 a month on a semi-glutide such as Ozempic. Those using that shown to have over a 50% decrease in muscle mass. And so yeah, you lost 50 pounds in 3 months. Congratulations. 30 of those pounds were muscle. They didn't tell you that part, but you lost 50 pounds nonetheless. Now your BMR, basal metabolic rate, it's in the tank, and your NEAT, non-exercise activity thermogenesis, you're also burning fewer calories. And if you ever go off Ozempic or semi-glutides, you're then going to regain the weight and then some, but hey, let's not talk about that. Oh, and what about the diarrhea, the upset stomach, nausea? Does anyone care about that? Oh no, well, let's not talk about that. And so yeah, sure, you can use Ozempic, semi-glutides, but why would you do that when there's a healthier, cheaper method? Remember, Anabolic, which is the main ingredient of Go2 Max, it is in fact banned on Amazon. Why? They want pharmaceutical companies to be the only ones to sell it. Imagine if your favorite beverage, perhaps it's a Starbucks or Tim Hortons coffee. Imagine they decided, caffeine, it's a drug. We can't allow you to sell it. You can only get it at your drugstore. And so thankfully, you can still get it on my website. You can't get it on Amazon, but you can get it on my website. And so interested in Go2 Max, use code Greg, 10% off. Click the link in the description.
This morning I got up, first thing I did was go straight to the gym, Normally I do my leg routine in the morning, but I just did my stretches, then I took my pre-workout and headed off.
Brently now has so much energy, he's literally at the gym twice in a single day. He trained legs this morning, leg day, yet he's again at the gym at night. Imagine having that much energy. Guy's close to 500 pounds and he has enough energy to train twice a day. He goes on to say of the difficulties of going grocery shopping. Remember, if you're hungry and you're at the grocery store, you're that much more likely to go into the junk food aisle, let's call it, the chips, candies, cakes, and so on. But he says he did really good. He didn't buy all that stuff. He stuck to the foods that he wants to eat that are more likely going to help him to lose weight. And so that's what I call being proactive. If you buy the junk and you have it in plain sight at your house, every time you see it, you're going to need to use your willpower to avoid eating it. Why would you have a tray of candies or chocolates on your kitchen table or coffee table when every time you look at it, you're going to have to use your willpower to say no? Out of sight, out of mind. And so if you do have these foods at home, of which I don't recommend, please leave it out of sight. Put it on the top shelf in the pantry, somewheres where you're not going to have easy access to it and see it all the time. Why not have my cookbook on your coffee table? Does that not make sense? You're bored, you're flipping through the pages, and you're looking at amazing, delicious, high protein, high fiber, low calorie foods for the big eater. In comparison, you have that bag of chips, the turtles, chocolates, candies, and so on. How is that a good choice? How is that smart? And if you have a family and you're leaving junk food all over the place, what are you teaching your child? You're teaching your child that when they grow up, that they should do the same thing. And if you don't think your kids are sneaking in those candies, I did when I was a kid. Parents aren't around, I'm climbing up on the top of the counter. I'm gonna get those cookies. I'm not saying I ate the whole thing. It wasn't me. My twin brother did it, my little brother, my sister. And please go and follow Brentley's journey. Encourage him on his journey to a new and healthy physique. If you have no money, also okay, giving away a free diet and training program. It's close to 50 pages. You enter your first, last name, email address. It's coming straight to you. Subscribe, click the bell button. If you could become a subscriber, press that subscriber button. That would do me a huge favor. Also, click the bell button to get notified so you can watch the videos right away. Add a comment. It boosts the algorithm. It gets shown to so many more people. And of course, watch one of those two bloops. And for the cookbooks, the training books, coaching plans by me and my team, the Harder Than Last Time clothing line, got hoodies, pants, short shirts, all kinds of stuff, as well as my Circle diet book, The Life's Work, how to lose weight, keep it off for the rest of your life. And until next time, I am out.